Let me ask you something. How often do you stop and actually think about the words coming out of your mouth? Or even those you repeat silently to yourself each day? You see, words aren't just sounds. They're not random syllables we throw out and forget. Words are the framework for the reality you're creating around you, whether you're aware of it or not. Your words hold weight. They carry energy. And every single one of them is either building you up, shaping a powerful life, or it's working against you. Words are like seeds. When you plant powerful, uplifting words, you're setting the foundation for a reality where you thrive. But if you constantly sow words of limitation, guess what's going to grow? That's right, a life that reflects those limits. Your words are the first spark to every action you take. You can have the biggest dreams, but if the words you're using to talk about them are filled with hesitation or self-doubt, those dreams aren't going anywhere. Every successful action you've ever taken started with a word of confidence, a moment where you told yourself, I've got this, so let me tell you, watch how you talk about yourself, your goals, and your potential. Because your words are the invisible strings pulling your actions along. And that internal dialogue, it's everything. That self-talk going on in your mind every single day is the driving force behind your choices, your relationships, and your destiny. If you tell yourself you're not good enough, that voice grows louder, and soon enough, you're holding yourself back. But when you start speaking power into your own life, when you tell yourself you are capable, resilient, and unstoppable, you don't just believe it, you start living it. Words shape our connections too. Every relationship, every friendship is built on the words we use with each other. And the way you speak to those around you, that's how they're going to see you. Your words can build bridges, or they can create walls. They can bring love, or they can foster distance. And let me tell you, if you're not careful, the way you speak could be pushing away the very people who are there to help you grow. Ever noticed how words act like labels? Think of a tough situation you went through. Was it a challenge, an opportunity to learn, or was it a disaster? The word you choose creates your experience. By choosing empowering words, you reframe what that moment means to you. You reclaim your power and step back into control. And here's the thing, words impact our emotions too. If you wake up every day and talk about feeling overwhelmed or stressed, you're setting yourself up to experience that. Change those words to focused or energize and feel the difference it makes. Words dictate your emotions, and your emotions fuel your day. Your language also reflects what you believe about yourself. I can't or I'm not reinforces a belief that keeps you from achieving your potential. But when you say, I am capable, I am ready, or I am driven, you're reinforcing a belief system that strengthens you. You're sending a signal to your mind that you're ready for greatness. So if you want to reshape your life, start with your words. Words are the most powerful tool we have. Change the language and you can change the course of your life. Watch the words you use because they're shaping your world. Make them words of power, courage, and strength because that's exactly what you're here for. Our words are the architects of our reality. The language we choose can shape the way we perceive ourselves, our lives, and the world around us. This is no trivial thing. Our words influence the very fabric of our experiences. Let's dive deep into why the power of words is so essential to how we see and respond to the world. Every word we choose acts as a filter through which we experience life. Think about the way you describe your challenges. Do you call them opportunities or problems? If you label them as opportunities, they become gateways to growth. Call them problems and they suddenly feel daunting, heavy, maybe even insurmountable. By labeling situations positively, we open ourselves to solutions, creativity, and resilience. The labels we choose give our mind a set of instructions on how to interpret the world. The words we use to describe ourselves have a direct impact on our self-image. Calling yourself capable or determined builds an identity rooted in strength and resilience. On the other hand, calling yourself unworthy or average can limit what you believe you can accomplish. When you choose empowering words, you begin to see yourself as someone who is worthy, someone who has the power to achieve great things. The emotional tone of our life is largely defined by the words we choose. If we constantly use words like stress, frustration, or exhaustion, we're tuning ourselves into a negative state, where stress and tension dominate our perception. However, if we instead focus on words like energized, focused, and grateful, we set ourselves up to feel and experience positivity. Our choice of words has a real physiological effect, influencing everything from our mental focus to our overall mood. The language we use sets expectations for what we think is possible. If we say something is impossible, we've already decided not to pursue it. But if we call it a challenge or a stretch, we're telling our mind that it's achievable with effort. When we choose words that set high expectations, we're priming ourselves to see solutions, ideas, and actions that support our goals. How we talk about past experiences influences our memory of them and the meaning we attach. By reframing a past setback as a learning experience, we alter how we remember it and how it impacts us going forward.
Each word we choose to describe a memory gives it a different shade, transforming something potentially painful into something empowering. Through words, we have the ability to recast our personal narrative in ways that serve us.
Words don't only affect our perception, they shape how others perceive us as well. The way we describe ourselves, our passions, and our values to others sends a message about who we are. When we speak with clarity, positivity, and purpose, people see us as confident, committed, and inspiring. Our words create a perception that opens doors, builds connections, and attracts support. When we use language that is expansive and imaginative, we broaden the scope of what's possible. Instead of saying, I can't, or it's too difficult, when we say, I'll find a way, or let's figure it out, we're actively creating opportunities where there might have been none. This kind of language transforms our perception of what can be done, motivating us to explore new solutions, strategies, and paths. To shape perception is to shape reality. By carefully selecting words that are empowering, we reframe our mindset and, in turn, our outcomes. For example, swapping I'm not good at this with I'm not good at this from warning shifts our mindset from one of limitation to one of growth. Our internal dialogue becomes our roadmap, guiding us to reach higher, push harder, and believe deeper. The power of words in shaping perception is an undeniable truth. Every word we choose is a building block, shaping our thoughts, beliefs, and reality. By using language as a tool for growth, resilience, and purpose, we're equipping ourselves to see a life full of potential, ready for us to claim. Let every word you speak be a step toward the life you want to create. Words are the starting point for every action we take. Before we move, decide, or create, we first tell ourselves what we're about to do. Words are the catalysts, sparking action and defining how we approach our goals. They can inspire us to reach for new heights, or they can limit us, holding us back from our true potential. When we use empowering language, it fuels a drive within us that pushes us to take bold steps forward. This is why choosing our words carefully can be the difference between success and stagnation. Consider how the words I can or I will set a foundation for action. When you speak these words with conviction, you ignite a sense of commitment and confidence within yourself. Suddenly, the goal doesn't seem so far away, and the steps to reach it become clearer. On the other hand, words like I'll try or maybe send a different signal, they imply uncertainty, and that hesitation can stop us from taking the leap. When we allow hesitant words to take hold, we're likely to approach the task half-heartedly, undermining our own efforts. Words also shape our approach to challenges. If we frame something as a problem or a struggle, we may approach it with reluctance or even dread. But if we call it a challenge or an opportunity to grow, we're much more likely to face it head-on with curiosity and determination. This simple shift in language has a powerful impact on our attitude and resilience. By choosing words that empower, we set ourselves up to approach difficulties with strength and focus. This process of translating words into action extends into our interactions with others as well. When we speak with positivity and purpose, we inspire those around us to act with the same level of energy. People respond to confident, action-oriented language. It creates an atmosphere of motivation, pushing others to follow suit. Think of how powerful it feels when someone says, let's make it happen, instead of we'll see how it goes. The first phrase implies action, urgency, and certainty, while the second leaves things up in the air. By using assertive language, we bring clarity to our intentions and create momentum, not just for ourselves, but for those around us. Words are also essential for self-motivation. We all face moments of doubt, but by speaking words of encouragement to ourselves, we can often overcome these obstacles. Telling yourself, I bet this, or I'm ready for this, is like fueling up your internal engine. When our self-talk is rooted in positivity, we're more likely to move forward with courage, even in the face of uncertainty. These small affirmations might seem simple, but they have a powerful effect on our willingness to take risks and to follow through. This is why clarity and decisiveness in language matter so much. When we say exactly what we intend to do, we're making a commitment, and that commitment drives us to take real, measurable action. Words have a way of shaping not only our mind, but also our body, preparing us to do what needs to be done. There's a physiological response to powerful, action-oriented words. Our posture, energy levels, and focus adjust to match the intent we set through our language. In this way, our words don't just inspire us to think, they inspire us to do. In every moment, we have a choice to use words that push us forward or to use words that hold us back. When we choose empowering, confident language, we're making an investment in ourselves and our future. Each word is a stepping stone, leading us toward the actions we need to take to achieve our dreams. Remember, words aren't just talk, they are a call to move, to create, and to make things happen. Every time we speak with purpose, we're laying the groundwork for the actions that will transform our lives. The dialogue we hold within ourselves is one of the most powerful forces shaping our lives. Every thought, belief, and word that we whisper to ourselves carries energy. And over time, these inner conversations become our reality. Our internal dialogue molds our actions, decisions, and relationships, essentially creating the life we live. When we think or speak positively to ourselves, it strengthens our confidence, increases our motivation, and allows us to see possibilities where others see limitations. However, if our internal dialogue is filled with doubt, criticism, or fear, it can quietly sabotage our efforts, leading us to a life limited by our own beliefs. Self-talk is our constant companion. It's there every morning when we wake up, every time we face a challenge, and every night before we fall asleep. In these quiet moments, we define who we are and who we're going to be. Imagine if every time you faced a challenge, your internal voice said, I'm not capable, or I'll probably fail. That kind of dialogue sinks into your subconscious, and soon you begin to act as though failure is inevitable. You hesitate, avoid risks, and shy away from opportunities not because you lack potential, but because you've trained yourself to believe you do. That's how internal dialogue influences external reality. Our thoughts lead to beliefs, and beliefs shape our actions. Conversely, when our internal dialogue is empowering, it shifts our mindset toward resilience and possibility. Imagine approaching that same challenge, but this time your self-talk says, I'm ready for this, or I have what it takes to succeed. That kind of language shifts your energy, preparing you to take on the task with focus and determination. You're more likely to push through difficulties, solve problems creatively, and maintain confidence in yourself. Your actions reflect the belief that success is possible, and as a result, your reality aligns with this mindset. Positive self-talk not only inspires us, but also opens us up to opportunities that we would otherwise overlook. This effective internal dialogue is powerful in all areas of life, from relationships to career and personal goals. Think about how we often create self-fulfilling prophecies with the way we talk to ourselves. If you tell yourself that you're not good with people or that relationships are difficult, that mindset impacts how you interact with others. You may approach conversations with hesitation, avoid deep connections, or interpret neutral interactions as negative. Over time, these behaviors confirm your original belief, reinforcing a cycle of disconnection. But imagine if instead your internal dialogue affirmed that you're a great communicator, open and understanding. This belief would naturally shape the way you engage with others, creating a reality where you form deeper, more meaningful relationships. Our internal dialogue also drives our perception of setbacks. When things don't go as planned, the way we talk to ourselves matters. Negative internal dialogue in these moments can become paralyzing. Telling yourself, I'm a failure, or I never get things right, only deepens feelings of disappointment and makes it harder to bounce back. This leads to a cycle of hesitation and fear around future challenges, often resulting in missed opportunities. On the other hand, if our self-talk in times of struggle is compassionate and constructive, saying things like, this is a chance to learn, or I'm growing stronger through this, we change our perspective on setbacks. Instead of being crushed by them, we find a way to grow, making resilience a natural part of our reality. Even our physical responses are tied to our internal dialogue. When we feed ourselves negative thoughts, it can lead to stress, tension, and even physical exhaustion. The body responds to the mind, so a constant flow of self-criticism or fear creates a physiological response that mirrors those feelings. But when we speak positively to ourselves, we feel more relaxed, energized, and ready to take on the world. Words like I'm capable or I feel strong send signals to our body that prime us for action, reinforcing a positive state that carries into our actions. Over time, this alignment between mind and body strengthens our belief in our own capabilities and resilience. Ultimately, our internal dialogue is the blueprint for the life we build. Every word, whether empowering or limiting, carves out a path that leads us toward or away from our potential. By becoming aware of and intentionally shaping our self-talk, we reclaim control over our reality. We can train our inner voice to be our greatest ally, filling it with words that inspire confidence, courage, and purpose. The mind believes what we repeatedly tell it, so why not tell it something that builds us up? In the end, the life we experience on the outside is a direct reflection of the dialogue we nurture within. When we align our inner words with our dreams, we start moving in ways that bring those dreams closer, turning intention into reality. So every time you face a challenge, remember that it's your internal dialogue that will determine whether you rise or fall. Speak to yourself with respect, encouragement, and belief, because the voice inside is creating the world outside. Words are the building blocks of relationships. They have the power to bring people closer together, to foster trust and understanding, or to create distance and misunderstanding. Every word we choose in our interactions, whether with friends, family, colleagues, or strangers, carries weight. It shapes the way others perceive us, the tone of our interactions, and ultimately the quality of our relationships. The language we use can make others feel valued, respected, and heard, or it can leave them feeling dismissed or misunderstood. In this way, words don't just influence individual conversations, they lay the foundation for lasting connections and a sense of belonging. When we speak to others with kindness, respect, and genuine interest, we show them that they matter. Simple phrases like, I understand, tell me more, or I appreciate you signal that we're present, engaged, and truly listening. These words create a safe space where people feel comfortable sharing their thoughts and emotions. This openness builds trust, encouraging deeper connections. When people feel safe to express themselves, they're more likely to be vulnerable and authentic, which strengthens the bond even further. Our words become an invitation for others to open up, allowing us to connect on a level beyond the surface. Words also have the ability to heal or harm. In moments of conflict or tension, the way we choose to communicate can either escalate the issue or lead to resolution and understanding. If we use harsh or accusatory language, it can push people away, making them feel defensive or attacked. This kind of communication creates barriers, reinforcing a cycle of misunderstanding and mistrust. However, if we choose words that express empathy and seek to understand the other person's perspective, we can bridge the gap. Saying, I see where you're coming from, or let's work through this together, shifts the focus from blame to collaboration. These words foster a spirit of partnership, reminding the other person that they're not alone and that the relationship is more important than the conflict.
In our closest relationships, words are essential in conveying appreciation and love. Sometimes we assume that those we care about already know how we feel, but verbalizing our gratitude and affection can make a world of difference.
When we say, I love you, I'm proud of you, or I'm grateful for you, we reaffirm our commitment and respect for the people who matter most. These expressions strengthen emotional bonds, making others feel valued and acknowledged. Without these words, even strong relationships can begin to feel distant over time, as unspoken appreciation may start to feel like indifference.
The language we choose also sets the emotional tone in our relationships. Positive, encouraging words create a space where people feel uplifted and inspired. Complimenting others, offering words of encouragement, or simply saying, "You did great," fosters an environment of positivity and support. These words remind others of their strengths, boosting their confidence and well-being. In contrast, negative or critical language can create an environment of tension and self-doubt. Over time, repeated criticism can erode trust and diminish a person's sense of self-worth.
By choosing words that build rather than break, we create relationships that are resilient, supportive, and empowering. The impact of words extends to how others perceive us as well. People naturally respond to those who communicate clearly, honestly, and with kindness. When we speak with integrity and purpose, we show others that we are trustworthy and dependable.
This builds a reputation that encourages others to engage with us more openly, knowing that they can rely on us to listen and respond thoughtfully. Conversely, careless or dismissive language can damage our credibility, making others hesitant to trust our intentions.
In every conversation, our words leave an impression that can either enhance or weaken our relationships over time. In professional settings, words are just as critical. Whether we're working with a team, speaking with clients, or leading a group, the way we communicate shapes the culture and effectiveness of those interactions.
Words that emphasize collaboration, respect, and shared goals foster a productive environment where everyone feels valued. Phrases like, "Let's solve this together," or "I trust your judgment," convey confidence and respect, inspiring others to bring their best selves to the table. In contrast, dismissive language or microaggressions can create an atmosphere of competition, fear, or frustration, ultimately impacting productivity and morale.
Lastly, our words can inspire and uplift, leaving a lasting impact on those around us. When we take the time to express our belief in others, to remind them of their worth and potential, we create a ripple effect that goes beyond the immediate conversation. By saying, "I believe in you," or "You've got this," we help others see themselves in a more positive light, encouraging them to pursue their goals with confidence. These words may seem small, but their impact is profound, often giving someone the courage or motivation to keep going. The words we choose to lift others up can echo in their lives, reminding them of their own strength and worth even in difficult times. In the end, words are more than just sounds or symbols. They're the foundation upon which all relationships are built. Through intentional, thoughtful language, we have the power to create connections that are grounded in trust, love, and respect. We can use our words to bring people closer, to inspire and heal, and to build a life filled with meaningful, supportive relationships. Our words shape not just our own reality, but the lives and hearts of those around us, making language one of the most powerful tools we have to connect, uplift, and transform. Labels have a profound impact on how we see ourselves and how others perceive us. They carry power because they encapsulate assumptions, expectations, and judgments, often in just a word or phrase. Once a label is applied, whether by ourselves or by others, it can start to define the way we think, feel, and act. Labels shape our identity, influence our beliefs, and can even limit our potential. They become a lens through which we interpret experiences, setting boundaries on what we think is possible. In this way, labels act as invisible forces that guide our choices, attitudes, and relationships. When we label ourselves, we're making a declaration about who we are. Positive labels, such as capable leader or creative, can inspire confidence and encourage us to pursue our goals with enthusiasm. These labels strengthen our sense of identity and give us a foundation upon which to build. When we believe we are capable or resilient, we're more likely to approach challenges with optimism, viewing them as opportunities to grow. Positive labels become self-fulfilling prophecies, creating a cycle in which belief leads to action, and action reinforces belief. On the other hand, negative labels can limit us in profound ways. When we think of ourselves as not good enough, unworthy, or a failure, we unconsciously start to live up to these descriptions. Negative labels create self-doubt, fear, and hesitation, preventing us from reaching our full potential. They shape the way we interpret our experiences, causing us to focus on setbacks rather than achievements. When something doesn't go as planned, a negative label might make us think, of course, this happened because I'm not capable. Over time, these labels reinforce a narrative of limitation, eroding our self-esteem and restricting our growth. Labels not only influence our self-perception, but also impact how we view others. When we label people based on their backgrounds, appearances, or past actions, we create a mental shortcut that can prevent us from seeing them as whole, dynamic individuals. Labels like lazy, difficult, or untrustworthy reduce people to single traits, ignoring the complexities of their character. This can lead to misunderstandings and missed opportunities for connection, as we may avoid or dismiss people based on a single word rather than understanding who they truly are. Labeling others places them in boxes, creating barriers that hinder empathy and compassion. These labels can also have long-lasting effects on individuals, especially when they are imposed early in life. Children labeled as troublemakers or underachievers may internalize these descriptors, believing that they are incapable of academic or personal success. Similarly, if a child is constantly praised as gifted or perfect, they might feel pressure to live up to this standard, fearing failure and struggling with perfectionism. Labels set expectations, and when we feel we must conform to them, we limit our freedom to explore different aspects of ourselves and to grow in new directions. The impact of labels extends into our social interactions and relationships. Labels can create an us versus them mentality, separating people into categories and reinforcing divisions. Phrases like introvert or extrovert can be helpful for self-understanding, but they can also create stereotypes, implying that a person must always act in a certain way. These kinds of labels influence how we interact with one another, sometimes leading to assumptions and judgments that overlook individual complexity. When we label people, we might expect them to act a certain way, missing the chance to understand them on a deeper level.
In professional settings, labels can affect how people are treated, promoted, or valued. If someone is labeled as a leader, they're likely to receive more opportunities for growth and responsibility.
However, if another person is labeled as unmotivated or disorganized, they may not be given the same chances to prove themselves, even if they have the potential to excel. Labels in the workplace shape not only individual career paths, but also the overall culture. They can reinforce stereotypes, leading to biases and unfair treatment, ultimately limiting the diversity of thought and skill within a team. The language we use to label ourselves and others also affects mental health. When we adopt labels like anxious, depressed, or stressed, we may begin to see these experiences as fixed aspects of our identity rather than temporary states. While recognizing our mental health struggles is essential, labeling them too rigidly can make us feel trapped in these states. This can prevent us from seeking growth, as we may start to believe that change is impossible. Similarly, labeling others by their mental health experiences can lead to stigma, creating distance rather than support. It's important to use labels in a way that acknowledges challenges without letting them define an individual's entire identity. To break free from limiting labels, we must cultivate self-awareness and empathy. Recognizing the labels we apply to ourselves and others allows us to question their accuracy and purpose. Do these labels serve us? Do they encourage growth and understanding, or do they impose limitations? By questioning the labels, we gain the freedom to redefine ourselves and to see others in a more authentic light, instead of thinking, I'm not good with people. We can reframe this as I'm learning to connect with others. Rather than calling someone difficult, we can consider what might be underlying their behavior and seek to understand their perspective. Ultimately, labels should be viewed as flexible and evolving, not as permanent definitions of who we are or who others are. When we approach labels with curiosity and openness, we allow room for growth and change. We can use language that emphasizes our potential, reminding ourselves and others that we are not bound by past behaviors or limited by perceived flaws. By choosing empowering, adaptable labels, we shape a reality where growth, compassion, and connection are possible. Labels are powerful, but when used thoughtfully, they can become tools for self-discovery, transformation, and deeper relationships rather than barriers to possibility. Words have the remarkable ability to set and shape our emotional state. The language we choose not only reflects our feelings, but actively influences them, creating an emotional environment that impacts our thoughts, behavior, and outlook on life.
Our words can evoke joy, peace, and confidence, or they can fuel stress, anger, and fear. By consciously choosing our words, whether spoken to ourselves or to others, we gain the power to manage our emotional state and approach life with a balanced, resilient mindset.
Our self-talk, the internal dialogue running through our minds, plays a major role in setting our emotional state. If we're constantly telling ourselves things like, I'm not good enough, or this will never work, we're bound to feel discouraged, anxious, and defeated. These negative statements create a mental environment filled with doubt and insecurity, clouding our ability to see opportunities or take bold actions. Over time, repeated negative language becomes a habit, reinforcing a cycle of low self-esteem and pessimism. However, by consciously shifting to words like, I'm capable of learning, I can handle this, or I'm doing my best, we create a sense of self-acceptance and resilience. Positive language and self-talk is like a mental reset button, allowing us to feel encouraged and open to growth even when we face challenges.
The words we use to describe our experiences also influence how we feel about them. When we label a difficult situation as a nightmare or a disaster, we prime ourselves for stress and anxiety.
These words carry intense negative connotations, framing the experience as overwhelming and unsolvable. In contrast, if we refer to the same situation as a challenge or a learning opportunity, we automatically shift our emotional state. By using words that imply growth and resilience, we feel more capable of handling adversity. This choice of language affects how we perceive obstacles, allowing us to face them with strength rather than feeling crushed by them. In relationships, the words we choose influence not only our emotions, but also those of the people around us. When we speak kindly, using words of encouragement and support, we create a positive emotional state for everyone involved. Simple phrases like, I appreciate you, thank you, or I believe in you can uplift and inspire, creating a sense of connection and goodwill. This kind of language strengthens relationships, making others feel valued and understood, which in turn fosters our own sense of happiness and fulfillment. On the other hand, words spoken in anger or frustration can quickly escalate tension and create distance.
Words like you never or you always can evoke defensiveness and hurt, sparking a negative emotional state that may take time to heal. By choosing words carefully, we not only improve our own emotional state, but also contribute to a positive atmosphere for others.
Our emotional state is also impacted by the language we use in everyday situations. For instance, when facing a busy day, if we say, I'm overwhelmed or I'm drowning in work, our body and mind respond accordingly. These words suggest that the situation is unmanageable, and as a result, we start to feel stressed and anxious. But if we choose language that promotes calm and control, such as I have a full day or I'll tackle this one step at a time, we approach the day with a greater sense of ease. Words like manageable and one step at a time suggest progress and reduce feelings of pressure, helping us maintain a state of focus rather than feeling overwhelmed. Even the way we describe our emotions themselves can amplify or ease them. When we say, I'm furious or I'm devastated, we intensify the emotional experience. These words heighten the sense of intensity and finality, making it harder to move past the feeling. On the other hand, softer language like I'm disappointed or I'm upset can help us process emotions without becoming overwhelmed by them. By choosing more balanced language, we're better able to manage our emotions, recognizing them without letting them take full control. This doesn't mean ignoring strong emotions, it means finding words that allow us to process them in a way that feels more manageable. In moments of self-doubt or insecurity, language can be an especially powerful tool to lift us up. Words of affirmation statements like I am enough, I am capable, or I deserve happiness shift our focus from inadequacy to self-acceptance. These affirmations can create a feeling of inner peace and confidence, helping us navigate difficult times with greater resilience. When practiced regularly, positive affirmations reshape our emotional baseline, allowing us to experience more self-compassion and less self-criticism. They act as reminders of our inherent worth, creating a foundation of positivity that we can draw on when we need it most.
Words also influence our physical state, impacting how we feel in our bodies. Negative language triggers a physiological response, often causing our muscles to tense, our heart rate to increase, and stress hormones to be released.
Statements like I'm so stressed or this is unbearable signal to the body that we're in a state of threat, heightening feelings of discomfort and anxiety. Conversely, words that promote calmness and relaxation, such as I'm at peace, I'm grounded, or I'm breathing deeply, can have a soothing effect. They cue the body to release tension, slow the heart rate, and engage the relaxation response, allowing us to approach situations with a clearer, more composed mindset. In challenging situations, choosing words that emphasize control and hope can be transformative. Saying, I can handle this or this too shall pass brings a sense of stability, even in times of uncertainty. Words that reflect optimism and control remind us that we're not powerless, which can be incredibly comforting. These words act as anchors, helping us stay grounded and positive despite external circumstances. Instead of feeling lost or defeated, we feel empowered to navigate difficulties with resilience and determination. Ultimately, words are not just a reflection of how we feel, they are tools that allow us to actively shape our emotional state. By choosing language that promotes positivity, resilience, and self-acceptance, we can influence our mental and emotional well-being in powerful ways.
Every word carries energy, and when we harness this energy with intention, we gain control over our inner world. Our words become a guide, setting the tone for our emotions and helping us approach life with strength, peace, and purpose.
In this way, language is not only a means of expression, but also a pathway to emotional mastery and fulfillment. Language plays a foundational role in shaping our belief systems, the core ideas and values that influence how we interpret the world, make decisions, and relate to others. The words we use both internally and externally are powerful because they frame our thoughts and provide the structure for our beliefs. Every concept, story, and idea we hold about ourselves and the world around us is built from language, forming an intricate system that guides our perceptions, choices, and interactions. Over time, the language we repeatedly use reinforces specific beliefs, influencing our mindset and ultimately our life experience. Our beliefs about ourselves often originate from the language we were exposed to early in life. Words from parents, teachers, peers, and influential figures can leave lasting impressions, shaping our self-image and our understanding of our potential. Positive affirmations like you're capable or you can achieve anything you set your mind to can instill a strong sense of self-worth and motivation, setting the foundation for a growth-oriented belief system. Conversely, negative labels or criticisms like you're lazy or you'll never be good enough can plant seeds of self-doubt, shaping beliefs of inadequacy or unworthiness. These early verbal cues become internalized, forming a mental framework through which we view our abilities and limitations.
The way we describe the world around us also influences our beliefs about life itself. Words such as abundant versus scarce or opportunity versus risk create contrasting views that shape our outlook.
If we habitually use language that emphasizes scarcity or fear, we begin to see life as a series of limitations or obstacles. Beliefs in scarcity, for example, often lead to a mindset of competition and survival, where we feel we must constantly strive or protect what little we believe is available. On the other hand, language that centers on abundance or opportunity fosters a belief in possibilities, collaboration, and growth. Such a perspective encourages openness, risk-taking, and resilience as we see the world as full of chances to learn, connect, and achieve.
Language also reinforces cultural beliefs, shaping how we view social norms, values, and morals. Different cultures have distinct expressions, idioms, and terminologies that reflect collective beliefs.
For instance, in some cultures, phrases like "it is what it is" promote acceptance and encourage people to find peace with circumstances they cannot control. In other cultures, expressions that emphasize individualism and personal agency, like "make your own destiny," encourage a belief in self-determination and the power to change one's path. By adopting the language of a particular culture, we internalize these shared beliefs, shaping how we relate to the world and to others within that cultural context.
Our choice of words can also shape our beliefs about time, success, and happiness. If we frequently use language that focuses on busyness and productivity, we may come to believe that our worth is measured by how much we accomplish.
This language reinforces the belief that success is tied to constant action and external achievements, potentially leading to stress or a sense of inadequacy when we're not doing enough. In contrast, words that emphasize balance, rest, or fulfillment, phrases like "inner peace" or "living in the moment" support a belief that happiness and success are found in quality of experience, not just quantity of accomplishments. By reframing our language around success, we allow for more holistic beliefs about what it means to live a meaningful life. Furthermore, language shapes our beliefs about relationships and the role we play in them. Statements like "people can't be trusted" or "everyone is in it for themselves" lead to a belief system that fosters mistrust, caution, and defensiveness. This language influences our behavior, causing us to keep others at a distance and miss out on meaningful connections. Alternatively, language that reflects trust and kindness, such as "people are doing their best" or "we're all in this together," fosters beliefs in connection, compassion, and empathy. These beliefs encourage us to approach relationships with openness, assuming positive intent and nurturing deeper, more fulfilling bonds with others. Belief systems are also reinforced by the language we use to discuss change, growth, and potential. When we use phrases like "I'm stuck" or "it's just the way I am," we limit our sense of agency and possibility, fostering a belief in fixed traits or unavoidable circumstances. This language discourages us from taking steps toward growth, as we begin to believe that change is unlikely or out of reach. However, by shifting to language that emphasizes potential and progress, such as "I'm learning" or "I'm evolving," we cultivate a belief in growth and transformation. This language empowers us to seek personal development, adapt to new situations, and believe in our ability to improve over time. In moments of adversity, language plays a crucial role in shaping our beliefs about resilience and hope. If we habitually use phrases like "I can't handle this" or "this is too much," we reinforce a belief in our own limitations, causing us to feel overwhelmed and disempowered. Yet, if we choose words that emphasize strength and endurance, "I am strong enough, this will pass," we cultivate a belief in our own resilience. These affirming words remind us of our capacity to withstand hardship, fostering a mindset that enables us to face challenges with courage and optimism. The language we choose to describe others' success and good fortune also reflects and shapes our beliefs about comparison, envy, and self-worth. When we frame others' achievements in a way that breeds resentment, such as "they got lucky" or "they don't deserve it," we reinforce beliefs in competition and scarcity. This language promotes a mindset where we see others' success as a threat to our own. However, by using language that celebrates others like they worked hard for it or "I'm happy for them," we foster a belief in abundance and mutual support. This language encourages a sense of community and collaboration, reminding us that there's room for everyone to succeed. Finally, language plays a role in shaping our beliefs about life's meaning and purpose. Words like purpose, calling, or journey imply a sense of direction and significance, encouraging us to believe that our lives have meaning beyond everyday routines. This language fosters a belief system where we see our experiences as part of a greater whole, guiding us to seek fulfillment and pursue our passions. On the other hand, language that reduces life to chance or randomness can lead to a belief in meaninglessness, where life feels directionless and empty. By choosing words that inspire a sense of purpose, we affirm a belief in life's depth, motivating us to live with intention and seek meaning in our actions. In essence, language is the framework within which our beliefs are built. Every word, phrase, and expression contributes to the worldview we carry. By becoming aware of our language, we gain the power to shape beliefs that support growth, resilience, compassion, and purpose. We're no longer bound by old, limiting beliefs, but are free to adopt a language that fosters empowerment, kindness, and abundance. Through conscious language, we can continually reshape our belief systems, creating a mindset that aligns with our highest values and aspirations. Changing the way we use language can fundamentally transform our lives, as words have the power to shape our thoughts, beliefs, actions, and interactions. Our language doesn't merely express what we think, it also influences how we think, setting the tone for our experiences and perceptions. By choosing words that align with growth, positivity, and resilience, we can reshape our internal narrative and create a mindset that is open, adaptable, and empowered. When we consciously alter our language, we unlock a new level of control over our emotional state, relationships, and overall life experience. Language is like a filter for perception, influencing how we interpret and respond to the world around us. For example, when we label a situation as a problem, we frame it as something negative and challenging, often evoking feelings of stress and worry. But when we reframe that same situation as a challenge or opportunity, we give it a more positive, empowering spin. This shift in language changes how we feel about the situation, transforming it from something to fear into something we can tackle and grow from. Changing our language in this way opens us up to new perspectives, allowing us to see potential solutions and lessons rather than roadblocks. The words we use to describe ourselves have a significant impact on our self-image and confidence. Negative self-talk, like calling ourselves stupid or a failure, reinforces limiting beliefs and undermines our self-worth. These words act as anchors, keeping us tied to a self-perception of inadequacy and fear. However, by changing our language to statements like "I'm learning" or "I'm growing," we build a foundation of self-compassion and resilience. Instead of focusing on what we lack, we begin to see ourselves as works in progress, capable of improvement and deserving of grace. Over time, this shift in self-language empowers us to take on new challenges, try new things, and see setbacks as stepping stones rather than dead ends. Our language also deeply affects our emotional well-being. Words that evoke peace, gratitude, and joy can lift our spirits, while negative or defeatist language can pull us down. For instance, when we constantly say, "I'm exhausted," or "I can't deal with this," we reinforce a state of fatigue and helplessness. But if we switch to phrases like "I'm recharging" or "I'm handling things one step at a time," we start to feel more in control and optimistic.
This subtle shift in language helps us cope more effectively with life's pressures, transforming stress into a manageable experience.
When we describe our emotions in a way that focuses on growth or acceptance, we open up space for healing and resilience, making it easier to move through difficulties with strength and clarity. Changing our language can also enhance our relationships by improving the quality of our communication. Words like "always" and "never," especially in conflicts, tend to escalate emotions and create defensiveness. When we say things like "you never listen" or "you always make things difficult," we assign blame and reinforce conflict. In contrast, when we use language that expresses understanding and focuses on the present, such as "I feel unheard" or "the situation is challenging for me," we invite empathy and connection. By changing our language in this way, we can transform conflict into an opportunity for growth, building stronger, more compassionate relationships that are rooted in mutual respect and open communication. Another area where language change has a powerful effect is in setting and achieving goals. When we use words like "maybe" or "I'll try," we leave room for hesitation and doubt. This kind of language reflects a lack of commitment, which can make it harder to take decisive action. However, when we switch to assertive, goal-oriented language like "I will" or "I am," we cultivate a sense of determination and accountability. Saying "I'm committed to this goal" rather than "I'll try to reach this goal" creates a mindset of ownership and purpose. This shift in language not only strengthens our commitment to our goals, but also helps us approach them with confidence, persistence, and focus. Our language also affects how we perceive time and priorities. When we say "I don't have time for this," we reinforce a belief in scarcity, leading us to feel rushed and overwhelmed. But if we change our language to "I'm choosing to spend my time on X," we reclaim control, emphasizing that our time is a resource we can manage. This subtle shift from scarcity to choice empowers us to set clear priorities and invest our energy in what truly matters. By reframing our language around time, we can move from a state of feeling pressured to one of intentionality, where each action aligns with our values and goals.
In addition, changing our language can help us cultivate a mindset of gratitude and abundance. When we focus on words like "not enough," "missing," or "lacking," we reinforce a belief in scarcity and limitation.
But by shifting to language that highlights gratitude, phrases like "I appreciate," "I'm grateful for," or "I have enough," we open ourselves up to a mindset of abundance.
This change in language doesn't ignore challenges or desires for improvement, but it emphasizes what is present and valuable in our lives. This gratitude-centered language builds contentment and satisfaction, fostering a sense of well-being and helping us approach life with a positive outlook.
Language has a direct impact on how we approach setbacks and adversity as well. When we use defeatist language like "I failed" or "I'm stuck," we reinforce a belief in fixed outcomes and limitations. However, when we change our language to phrases like "I'm learning from this" or "I'm in a period of growth," we embrace a more dynamic view. This language shift allows us to see setbacks as temporary and even beneficial, as each challenge offers insights and opportunities for improvement. By reframing our language around failure and adversity, we develop a mindset of resilience and perseverance, enabling us to overcome obstacles and grow from our experiences. Changing our language also extends to how we view others and the world around us. Language that focuses on kindness, compassion, and understanding creates a belief system rooted in empathy. When we choose to describe others in positive, understanding terms saying they're doing their best, or they have their own struggles, we approach people with an open heart and avoid harsh judgments. This kind of language fosters stronger connections and helps us build a community based on support and respect. Conversely, when we use judgmental or dismissive language, we reinforce beliefs that create distance and negativity in our interactions. By changing our language, we promote an outlook that values empathy, understanding, and connection. In sum, the language we use is a powerful tool for shaping our lives. By consciously choosing words that reflect positivity, growth, and resilience, we actively influence our mindset and, by extension, our reality. Changing our language isn't about ignoring life's difficulties, it's about reframing them in a way that empowers us to respond effectively. With intentional language, we gain greater control over our thoughts, feelings, and actions, cultivating a life that reflects our highest values and aspirations. In closing, remember this: the words we choose each day are far more than mere expressions. They are the building blocks of our beliefs, actions, and ultimately our lives.
Language shapes our perceptions, defines our mindset, and sets the emotional tone we carry into every relationship and experience.
When we make a conscious choice to shift our language toward positivity, resilience, and growth, we're not just changing our vocabulary, we're reprogramming the very foundation of how we live. By becoming intentional with our words, we create a new inner dialogue that empowers us to rise above limitations, approach challenges with confidence, and foster deeper, more fulfilling connections. Changing our language is a powerful form of self-mastery, one that allows us to transform not only our mindset, but also the reality we build day by day. So let's commit to words that uplift, inspire, and propel us toward our highest potential. Because in the end, the story we tell ourselves is the story we live. Choose your words with purpose and watch as your life aligns with the vision they create.